Ewarabash, good evening to you both, and hello from New York City. We are calling for meetings, but more important than meetings and taking photographs together, we want to have agreements. We want actual, real solutions to this issue of exports through the Iraq-Turkey pipeline. We currently have not received any invitations, but we are hoping that the government of Iraq will call for new meetings soon. We have the same questions. A few days ago, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani appeared on the Bloomberg television network, and he said that he believes it is possible to restore the exports and have this issue solved by the end of the year. He said in Arabic, mumkin, mumkin. And we in the international oil companies, we also believe it is possible. We want there to be meetings to determine agreements. The oil companies, we have already said publicly that we are willing to modify contracts as long as those contracts have agreements with the Kurdistan regional government and the government of Iraq. And we are ready to have real discussions to come up with real agreements to resolve this problem. Well, let's first talk about the technical side of it. The international oil companies are already producing oil locally, and the government of Turkey has said that the pipeline is ready to receive oil. So there is no technical problem with the production or transport and exporting of the oil. That's clear. Now, there are contractual issues. At APIKUR, we would like to modify contracts, and those contract modifications must meet the following terms. One, any change must be agreed to by KRG and government of Iraq and the oil companies. Two, any change must preserve. We want to continue the same economic and fiscal terms. Stating differently, we would like to earn the same amount of money for our oil production as the current contracts. Three, there needs to be a plan in the new contracts for past and future payments. We need to have surety for past and future payments. And the fourth thing, we want to receive those payments directly from sales, or alternatively, we could receive a share of the oil that the companies can sell on their own. But what we're trying to do is remove our company's payment plan from the politics that happen between Baghdad and Erbil. That seems fair, right? If we produce a barrel of oil, we want to sell the barrel of oil and not have the money caught in between politics. The leaders of the world are here in New York City for the United Nations General Assembly. And Prime Minister Sudani will meet with the US Secretary of State. And we know that the discussion of the Iraq-Turkey pipeline will be part of their agenda. Prime Minister Sudani is also having some public speaking events where he wants to encourage more foreign investment in Iraq in many sectors: oil and gas, technology, manufacturing, agriculture, many different industries. So we know that this is a priority of the government of Iraq because Prime Minister Sudani said so. Resolving the pipeline issue is a priority of the government of Iraq. And therefore, we expect that the government of Iraq will take action. We need them to take action. We know that Prime Minister Sudani has the influence and the power to resolve the problems. He has to direct his government to produce plans, produce their the design of the contracts, and then they can be reviewed by the KRG and international oil companies. We have been waiting too many months. There has been more than $20 billion lost to all the people of Iraq because we are not exporting oil through the pipeline. I want to remind your viewers that right now, the international oil companies are selling oil locally, and the price of a local barrel of oil is around $30 per barrel. If we were selling oil through the pipeline, the price of oil would be about $74. So you can see the huge difference in the loss of revenue, and that affects the people of Iraq and Kurdistan region, the loss of money. We see the obstacles as being politically involved. And Prime Minister Barzani was on Al Arabiya Al Hadith, and he gave a long interview. He was very clear that some of the problems between Baghdad and Erbil are more than politics. They go back into the history between Kurdish people and Arab people, and the history with the formation of the government of Iraq. As oil companies, we do not want to be part of this political challenges. That is why we are saying we want to have solutions for our contracts, so there can be clear business arrangements, and we can get back to our goal of producing and exporting oil, and the government of Iraq and people of Iraq will benefit when we are exporting.